All right, so here's this transcription I made of Incident Zero from Vert's solo album FX4. A little bit of background on it. Vert made this in between making the soundtrack for Blood Rain Betrayal. I wish I had a speech prepared. Yeah. He made this in between making the soundtrack for Blood Rain Betrayal and Shovel Knight. And some people say what happens on this. Like I played some of this album for my friend, and he said, "Oh yeah, this sounds just like Shovel Knight." There's a little bit of stylistic stuff in there that I guess rubbed off on Shovel Knight's creation. So, a bit of background. Vert used to make chiptunes in Impulse Tracker. I don't know about that for sure, but when Majesco got him to make the soundtrack for Blood Rain Betrayal, uh, they said, "This is great. Now, can you do it again in an 8-bit style?" And he's like, "Okay, sure." So he learned to use Famitracker in a few weeks and remade his own soundtrack in Famitracker. And so he learned how to make authentic NSFs from that. So because the album was released in NSF format, someone pointed me in the direction, I believe it was Jorf actually, pointed me in the direction of a development fork of Famitracker that allowed for the import of NSFs. So what I've done is I imported the actual NSF export of FX4 into Famitracker and saw how Incident Zero was made. And so I transcribed it and turned it into sheet music, and I have made it in Guitar Pro 5, which I probably won't use again just because of certain limitations it has. It's annoying when you try to flatten a note, but internally the tab has said, "Oh, this is on fret 0. You can't go any flatter." So also it keeps the limitations with strings in mind. I made, like, for example, I put the triangle on a 5-string bass, but it can't go lower than B1 than this note. So that was kind of annoying because the song is in A minor. So there were a couple low A's that I had to write a couple sections an octave higher than they actually are. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play I'll play the Guitar Hero transcription once through fully, and then I'll go back and analyze parts of it. This part's a little boring. This is kind of a drum solo. Fell behind a little bit scrolling through the Fama tracker there. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So I have some notepad notes about specific things I want to talk about, just to refer over to the Fama tracker. But so let's just start with an analysis of the piece. I did put a key signature here, not on purpose, to sort of put accidentals where needed, but this piece is actually in A minor, so no key signature. Although these first few chords we get, well, B and G sharp minor are definitely not part of A minor, so we kind of have like a bitonal flavor going on. Should have added some Mario Paint sounds. Yeah, I gotta love that standard MIDI in Guitar Pro. There's an actual dynamic marking in there because this does fade in. Not sure how I got that to actually appear. I didn't do too much with like dynamics. I just kind of wanted to get the notes out there. Like things like dynamics or very specific vibrato. I think the existing NSF importing into Fama Tracker, well, there is no more accurate transcription than that because that's just literally how it was made. So this sheet music is just there to sort of go at a glance. Okay, these are the notes that you hear, and these will be the resultant harmonies. Like I got chord symbols in here as well. Since some chords come in, right. These are choir samples appear here. And these are used. Oh, is there a B choir sample there that I didn't know about? Oh yeah, and you're probably wondering, like, this transcription still sticks to the NES sound chip limitations, where there's two square waves and a triangle wave. They're supposed to be monophonic, but I wrote a chord here. This is because look at section 05 here. This is how this is notated. These little hex addresses on the left are single events. These are pretty high resolution. These are 128th notes. So if you just listen to this in here, I call these fallinated chords because these are Tim Follin used these to great effect back in the day for all the NES games that he made the soundtrack for. So that's what it sounds like by itself. Oh wow, and the A that was being held starts to fade back in here. So these are some of the clever things you can do if you're sequencing a chiptune. So, oh yeah, these blue numbers here, these are the volume level. So Vert usually uses 9 for the highest volume, although I saw some of the bird cry sound effects that he sound designed go up to A. This volume is hex, it can go as loud as F. But yeah, the volume here goes 6666 and then 22 for a bit, and 66622. So these are short little, I guess a gap of about a 64th note. So this is how you create that da da da, the part where it gets a little bit quieter, makes it sound like a bit of reverb or delay. You know, it's not like completely dry or like guitar switch cut off like ga ga ga. No silence in between. Not perfect silence, but da, da, da. Yeah, and the low twos there for a while. You can hear it ringing a little bit longer. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, this is some interesting stuff. This song has a lot. Well, I shouldn't say song. There's no actual lyrics, but anyway, this piece has a lot of chords that have a 9th or a 7th in their bass line. You know, chords like this G sharp minor over A. Elsewhere in the piece, there's an F over E chord. There's, what else is there? I think there's an E flat major over D. Like, there's lots of stuff like that. It's something new that I discovered from analyzing this piece. So there's an A pedal tone in the bass, but it finally gets a little different here. So it's an E over A instead of G sharp minor. So that means we have E natural instead of D sharp. I think this is also, check out the upper voice here. There's like an E going to an F, going to an F sharp, going to a G sharp. So you get some good voice leading going on there. Actually, it goes a bit higher than that. I forgot, yeah, there's a G natural here coming up out of this. Oh yeah, and this actually goes, this one climbs back up. How does this go? Da-da-da. Right. Yeah, some good arpeggios there. And now we go into this very Star Tropic sounding section. This is sounds very whole tone scale-ish. And Star Tropics uses the whole tone scale a lot. Because the bass line just sticks to these three notes for a long time. And it kind of does that in a way that sort of overlaps the 6/4 meter. And also we come out of this part very sneakily switches from 6/4 to 4/4 meter. But yeah, that bass line kind of outlines a whole tone scale like this. Should probably play down there. But yeah. Right, and these 48th notes here, these look really daunting, but that's not quite what they are. If you look at the if you look at the tracker here, it gets very quiet, like 3, 2, 1. There's a random 4 in there, and then it starts to fade back in. If you listen to it by itself, it sounds like a texture, not like someone trying to like physically play that really fast. Like it's not quite like that. You know, if you listen to it, it's just a sort of shimmer that goes into that. Also, this is where we start seeing 24th notes, as in the groove players would call them, or 16th triplets if you look in the score. You start seeing these. My friend Riders told me a long time ago, to properly implement triplets in a tracker, you have to put in a special command. But I don't think that's what Vert has done here, unless that's what this V is. I think V is used for all sorts of special variations or commands in FamiTracker. But we just see this like VO2 implemented a lot. Like it's used at the beginning too, and he's not doing triplets then either. It's I think V sets your duty cycle, which will affect the timbre of your square waves. It'll make the pulses skinnier or wider and affect the way the wave sounds, like as an instrument, regardless of rhythm. But anyway, so to get here, well, this maybe isn't the best place to demonstrate it because of all these other notes and volumes flying around. Oh, right, so square wave 2 soloed. Let's solo wave 1 there. So again, this isn't the... Actually, this is an okay place to demonstrate it here. So we have... The 2 here just shows these waves fading away. So if you look at this, remember how I said each of these memory addresses on the left are 128th note, very, very fine unit of time. If we just count them all out, one arrow key at a time here, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are actually, they're not technically perfect triplets. They're actually sort of done in a techno-ish way. But if you do the math, it's 6 plus 5 plus 5, or 16 of these units. So they do go by in the same amount of time as an 8th note. It's just that they're technically lopsided. I mean, I can't even perform that rhythm. It's like 6, then 5, 5, and 6, 5. But when you're just listening to it, you know, I wouldn't get super pedantic and notate them that way and in the groove with pretty cyan notes and go like, yep, 6 of these 128th notes apart. You know, if you're just listening to it, it sounds like triplets. Oh, and then we get some delay coming in here. This is a common thing in chiptunes. Notice how these 2 volumes, instead of being the previous note, the same note, like C-sharp 4, they go back in time a little bit. Like here's an A flat, this C5. Well, the C5 doesn't refer to anything. Unless it refer... Oh, I see. The delay is an octave higher. I actually never noticed that, but yeah, this C5 is actually like a copy of this C4 back here. So it's like manual delay. A common setting for delay is to just do anything 3/16 notes later. So it's sort of filling in the space between these to make it sound thicker. So this G sharp, again, is echoed here. That's sort of a manual delay. This D sharp echoed an octave higher over there. This That's G sharp, right? That one's a yeah, and then this D sharp 4. No, wait, that's a copy of this one back here. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong places now. Yeah, here we go. This G sharp 2 gets echoed there. So anyway, enough about how to make delay in chiptunes. Let's sort of get back on track here. So this very spooky alien sounding sort of section makes good use of a whole tone scale. This chord is very unusual here. This is it's got a D flat on top, but a D natural in the middle. So I wasn't quite sure what to call it. I think I called it a dominant seventh. Like it's an E flat augmented dominant seventh with G in the bass. I think this D natural passing in the middle, just as part of the texture. You know, you can make it a proper chord and make this D also flat. That doesn't sound the worst, but it's quite different, hey? D natural. D flat. D flat makes it sound a little too much like a major scale. Because it sounds, you know, out of context. Kind of sounds like a nice happy B major scale. Oh yeah, look at this. D flat 7, sharp 11. What's going on there? I think that's, yeah, it looks like F, B flat, or F, D flat, B natural. Let me see. Yeah, D flat 7. There's the B natural for that natural at a dominant seventh. And yeah, the G is the sharp 11. There's a nice F orchestra hit down there. It does this twice, and then. Okay, yeah, this is sort of interesting because look how the first chord here is this D flat major 7 over F, and then it comes back over here at the end of this measure. So it's sort of it reminds me of Messiaen's Quartet for the End of Time, where it's made up of a group of chords, like 17 chords long, spaced with this certain rhythm, but it doesn't. Something polyrhythmic is also happening in another voice, and these never quite sync up, but. It's just these sort of things happening and overlapping over bar lines. It kind of reminds me of that. Now we get to this. Yeah, here it is, A flat over G chord. And yeah, here's another example. Look at the bass line. You know, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and and this is where the sneaky shift to 4/4 happens as well. There's this little burst of activity here. These couple more follinated chords go in with these orchestra hits. And yeah, this is really great. This is Square Wave 1 has some ordinary. Just a perfectly ordinary A flat major arpeggio. Ooh, okay. And there's a sharp 11 coming in there, but the bass just has a G. So it's just like a major chord with its major 7th in the bass. That's pretty adventurous, and yet it sounds perfectly fine. Oh, Guitar Pro's doing that stuff again. Let me go back, make sure I didn't miss anything important. Oh yeah, and there's another, why did I notate this with C sharp? Is there a particular reason I did that? Oh, probably because because there's D naturals in the chord up here, so I don't want a D natural here and then a D flat down here. That's cross relations. That's bad counterpoint. 1 sec though, I'm gonna restart Guitar Pro real quick. Oh, it's got a new name. Look at that. Should probably rename that. Anyway, where were we? Somewhere around. Just make sure this looks okay. Okay, nice. Right. Yeah, there it is. I'm calling it A flat major 7 this time because there's a G in the actual chord shape this time. Now this is interesting. There's some F sharps in this supposedly major chord. I'll talk about that part once I get there. Let me just listen to this in the Fama tracker here. Okay. Yeah, there they are. There's some F sharps. Yeah, G2, F sharp 2, and a B2. Wait a minute. B natural. This chord symbol's wrong. It's E flat augmented, major 7 over G. Kind of makes me wonder if it is really an E flat chord. Yeah, and this 16th notes against 16th triplets, that definitely happened in the Shovel Knight soundtrack too. Bert's not shy about that kind of rhythmic dissonance. Yeah, and here it is. Here's another major triad with its major 7th in the bass. Yeah, and this little melodic figure here, this is kind of used again as a small motif in the next track. Beneath the Waves, I think the next track's called. Yeah, Below the Waves. That's what it's called. Yeah, and that's definitely an augmented chord there. And yeah, the descending bass line starts right here, which is just really nice. So yeah, it just descends from C to C in a nice way. I want to point out some of these chords along the way, though. This right here, I love this measure right here. This B flat minor going to an A major 7 chord. I actually did this by mistake in a song that I was writing. I had a part that, how'd it go? Exact same thing, like B flat minor. It's a 13/4, by the way. Because the voice leading is pretty good. You get this B flat going to G sharp and this B flat going to A. So you don't get parallel octaves. I guess you get parallel fifths going to there, but yeah, Vert does the same thing here. There's this, how does this arpeggio go? That's pretty clever. So it sounds quite different. It's a humongous tonal shift going from 5 flats to a couple sharps in terms of key signature change, but the voices don't move very far at all. And again, there's the same sort of motif, this da da da, like going down a fourth and then up an octave. Oops, let's focus on that. Yeah, and then it slips even lower to a C major 7 chord. This little B7 flat 5 little thing. How does this go? Oh yeah, there's a little retardando here. How is this done in FamiTracker? You might be surprised. So that's where it happens. You'll notice these menus here, these are all grayed out. Speed and tempo. The tempo is not literally at 150 BPM. It's actually 112.5. I think speed acts as some kind of weird multiplier when making chip tunes. So up here I wrote it as 113, but if I played these at the same time, they will desync. Also because of how I implemented this retardando, I just kind of specified new BPMs. But how's it actually done in FamiTracker? This is... The notes are just physically spaced further apart. That's it. I realized I should maybe write this part an octave lower. Oh wait, I can't. Because then I get this, I need a super low G there, don't I? Yeah, it's a G1. That's the lowest note in the whole thing. Actually, I think there's a... But yeah, we can tell what's going on here because we have, again, some triplets in square one. So it's kind of hard to read because of the delay notes. These notes set at volume 2 in the middle. But again, just focus on the ones that have the volume of 4. They're spaced apart like the rest of our 16 triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they're already getting a little further apart right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So instead of being 6 plus 5 plus 5, now they're 7 plus 7 plus 6. Then they get, I think they get further apart from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where does our harmony actually change? Oh yeah, we're in the middle of this B flat chord. B flat over D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, these are just actual 16th notes now at our original tempo, but they don't feel that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then things get really far apart here on this E chord. How far apart is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, another 10. Yeah, and then things slowly sort of speed up, so... Yeah, and then one little measure in there that's slower. Vert did such an amazing job of making this part sound really human. And then it's back to full speed there. I kind of wish I practiced playing this so I could sort of try to imitate that. It's such a nice major 9 figuration. I like that a lot. Then we're back to tempo here. Anyway, let's get back to the transcription though. I don't know if this sounds quite like the way it was sequenced, but I tried. This is probably why I won't try to make a step chart for this for In the Groove, just because of this part. It'll be too hard to keep the sync perfect. Actually, just play out that whole thing. so yeah, there's another one right there. Let's see how that's sequenced. Sounds kind of like triplets by the time you get there. This is also why the breakpoints between measures here. Like here's FF of the previous section, but beat 1 is a little bit after that. I think these little retards push the downbeat ahead. Well, actually, even from the beginning, it doesn't seem to start quite on beat 1. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess you can use the yellow ones to help tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are 10 apart instead of 8. 3, 6, 9, 10. Now is there a part where there are 9 apart? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, these are still 10. And this nice little D minor 9 chord. Oh yeah, all this stuff over here. P is used for fine pitch. 8/0 is the exact same pitch. So going up or down in hex is how many notches and this of that byte you're off. I think I don't know exactly cents, but like 8/7 means you're 7 units above pitch. 8C means you're 12 units above. 7/5 means you're 5 units flat. So this is just how you do vibrato. You just kind of dance around P80. And you can even see the C is changing to C sharp and back to C. So yeah, this is a C. This has almost become a C sharp right here, actually, but is a little bit flat. Okay, so this is still in. So I think by the time we're on the A flat chord, yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, these are still 10 apart. Apparently, I should be using the same BPM here. Oh, this is much easier to tell in the bass here, where there's no echoes. Okay, yeah, I actually was scrolled off to the side here. I didn't transcribe the drums. Maybe I'll go back and do the whole album like that later, but it'll take way too long if I write in all the drums too. Anyway, so G, C. Okay, so F, E. How far apart are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. So I can make this more accurate right now. If I get rid of that, get rid of. Oh wait, it's on this note. Get rid of this and then put it on exactly this note. We're going back to 112. There we go. It's kind of hard to tell at a glance, but yeah, I think it's once you get exactly on this G, this G3, E3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Once you get there, we're exactly back on with 16th notes at our actual tempo. Oh, and this does seem to line up with notes over here as well, right? This E, F, C, E. Yep, they're exactly in sync again. There's no no polytempo. Yikes, that would be pretty disorienting. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this part. Um, so there's this weird 30-second burst that happens right here. If you look at how this is implemented, all these volumes are 6 and 5. These are all equal. These aren't delays. These aren't echoes. But they're also sequenced in a lopsided way. They aren't quite 30 seconds, because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, those are 16th notes apart, but there's this B flat in the middle, right here. Well, I guess I called it an A sharp, but all right. So this is, it's shifted a 128th note sooner than where it should be. I think this is done on purpose to sort of simulate human error, or just to sort of make it sound more human. Yeah, and then this is actually 16th note. See, there's nothing in here. Yeah, but then, yeah, notice these are all done V0 on volume 5, and then we switch to V01, volume 6, like right away. So I guess this creates a different attack. You only notice this this kind of duty cycle on the very first, like at the very beginning, and then it switches into something else. Oh, it starts back here. So let's just sort of listen to it soloed. It's really weird. Huh. Even though these are all equal volumes, you kind of, I think you only hear these notes that are on the beats. You know, to me it just sounds like maybe I should just wrote it like that. But I wrote what was definitely sequenced and what was made in the sequencer for sure. And I should put some accents above these notes actually, because you can see they're definitely louder. We go from this 5/6 to the usual 9/8/7/6 that Vert uses on most notes. Accent. There we go. Maybe I should put a rest in there, but I think that's just being a little pedantic. Yeah. Yeah, and there's this weird sort of echo right here. Some follinated chords. This is great, because if you look at these harmonies, if you just looked at this chord progression, you'd think, oh, that wouldn't sound like much of anything, you know. Like, then G minor 13. Ooh, what even is that? Maybe that? Yeah, something like that. I don't know if this is the best chord symbol to use here, because the chord is a stack of fourths like this. Oh no, it's like this. Oh right, it's E natural on top. Yeah, so E3, F8, then E4, next octave up, and then F3, A sharp. Yep. So I definitely notated those correctly. I like what the bass does here too. It just jumps an octave and then jumps a seventh. And this part, I didn't even know this was in 5/4 until I didn't notice this measure of 5/4 until I went and set out to transcribe this. I just never noticed any of this. There's some great details in here, like this, all these chords here. What is this? That's really clever. Some kind of like the A flat major to A minor. That's very sinister, actually. And this little bass run here. And the melody too. That's okay. So let's go back to where before this chord starts. Yeah, again, this rhythm too. This 1 and 2 and does the little 4 against 3 polyrhythm. That da 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 da. I love that rhythm. Yeah, look at how much notation there is in the tracker there. Look at what it takes to produce such an incredible vibrato. I know that measure of 1/4 looks really weird. Okay, so maybe if we count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's a quarter note. Oh, this might be a measure 2/4 after all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and then it goes back to P80. So back to in tune because it was left at fine pitch 72. Okay, fine. I guess this is a measure of 2/4. It's weird because counting it out, it seemed like 1/4 to me. Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You know, it sounded closer to clapping once to me. But when you look at how it's physically notated. Oh no, I just realized what I did. My undo history doesn't go back that far. That's terrible. Okay, never mind. We're gonna fix this real quick. Not until the end, just for this measure. Thank you. I don't think there's any other meter changes, but that's just still an annoying default of Guitar Pro. Anyway. Oh, there we go. Okay, how's that look? Better. All right. I knew that 2/4 would make a little more sense. My lazy slide out notation. It's not how you do a pick slide. Yeah, again, this is really boring because in the actual piece, you have the snare drum doing some marching band stuff. BD. This is definitely part of the. This album's a prequel to FX3, which also has Incident 1 has some very militaristic themes to it, some marching band stuff. Yeah, I just want to talk about what happens in the square waves during that part too. It actually is this rhythm. It doesn't match what the snare is doing. Oh, it's not playing it because I didn't have the note on back here. But if you look at the blue numbers, they go, yeah, they start out as a 6-3, so it's the same note. Oh, it's got some fine pitch too. Interesting. It's a little bit sharp. Yeah. Again, we got to look at the sixes. Yeah, I guess the sixes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I gotta solo these. Oh, I see. Only square 2 is changing its pitch to create that detuned effect. There we go. Yeah, I like how it goes to 6-3, 6-3, then 6-2, 6-2, then 6-1, 6-1. So it becomes more staccato the further it goes on. Yeah, and this little run that comes in, very Dream Theater-ish. It's all parallel fourths, and I can't make any sense of it. It's kind of weird. It's this sort of, it does this shape, then jumps up here, jumps up 8 frets and does it again. Then it's just it's big jump up, step down, but getting closer together, and then all of a sudden, then it's just a diminished triad at the end. And this all happens in parallel fourths, by the way. So it's like. There's a pick slide. And yeah, the voices actually cross for some reason. You'd think the higher one would go to A, and the higher one would go to E, but they actually cross over. I don't know why. Maybe Vert just felt like being cheeky. It's like hiding comments in your code, just dirty jokes or something. So not a lot to say here. This is, other than I don't know how any bassist could physically ever play this. Okay, this part's interesting though. So notice how, again, I have this doubled in octaves, but this is supposed to be a monophonic voice. How? How is this done? So this was also a great mystery, but look at this. Look how dense this is in the tracker. So if you look, we got A2, and then almost right away, we got A3. That's the same thing, doubled an octave higher. So you get to hear this for a 64th note, and then it's already playing the other note. And there's also delay, like this A2 at 9, here's an echo at 2. This A3 that was at 7, here's an echo 3 notches later at 2. So, and if we isolate this, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's the riff. So it is also playing the riff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait a minute. A3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I guess it's not perfectly echoed. There's So this A3. This gets echoed right there. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da, 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 da. Okay, where's the next A3 though? The actual A3. This is pretty chaotic. I haven't actually looked at this, I haven't squinted at this in such great detail yet. You can hear both parts at once though. It's very gritty. Look at it. I want to play this in my NSF player that has a keyboard display after, and you can see how ridiculous it is. I never would have been able to figure any of this out because it's so all over the place at once. You just see notes coming on, but they flicker on and off so fast you can't really discern any rhythm from it. It's A3. Where's A3? So where's the next A3 at a high volume? Right there? Oh, this is probably a mistake. This is probably supposed to be an A3 actually, because look at the E2 on the other voice. Da. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh, I guess I should reflect that in the transcription, hey? Well, okay, that's really pedantic. The goal here is supposed to sound like it's doubled in octaves somehow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's an A1. Oh wait, which is it? No wait, the A3s are supposed to be... Wait, the lower octave is supposed to be on the downbeat. The higher octave is supposed to be a little bit later. Was this even made correctly? I wonder. So yeah, A2. But then there's an A3 on beat here. There's an A1 and another A1.